I did a thing on it the other day where we talked about this because I recognize and am empathetic with where people feel in that they see the work that is currently in front of them and what they do. And it can feel like a static box, where you're like, okay, this is the box I'm in right now. And so as things like AI and technology and automation start coming in, it can start to feel like that box is getting smaller and your opportunities are becoming more limited. But to your point, it's a false assumption because the box is actually expanding and growing at all different points. And so, to your point, the number of things that you hear people in the professional sphere go, I hate putting together PowerPoint presentations. And you're like, great. So have AI create your PowerPoint presentations. But it is almost this then analysis paralysis of, well, but what would I do if it's doing that? And it's
What
like,
would I do if I wasn't? See, this is the thing. What would I do
yeah,
if I wasn't putting the PowerPoint together? And
yeah.
and that's the creativity, the innovation, and that's in our ability as human beings. If we begin to think, we could do amazing things. Here's one thing you mentioned: the notion of a box. So I hate this thing. People say, let's think outside the box. What box? Who drew this
There is
box?
no box.
You have
It's the
created
box
this
we
box.
it's the box we've created for
We've
ourselves.
created,
That's
and
the
now we
problem.
say, let's think outside of the box.
Right.
I don't have that box. You have that box.
No.
I have my own box. Why do
Right.
you have a box? Why should we think outside of a box? That's a crazy notion. The whole thing is open. We can think everywhere because
What
the thing is
Yeah.
that
And I
how
think it
to
goes back to something we were saying backstage where it can be very uncomfortable to feel like you're in this space where it's like, well, actually you can do anything. So what would you do if and our natural response a lot of times is people going like, I don't know, tell me what to do.
tell me
Instead of
what.
going, or why don't you look at the opportunity and say, what would you do if you didn't have to do these other things? And I think that mindset shift is actually one of the most critical shifts you can make to reinvent yourself amongst all this change right now because you actually have opportunity to do it. But it requires those critical thinking skills.